When I was just a little girl, I didn't ask my mother, "What will I be? Will I be pretty? Will I be rich? What life will be?" None of them came to me. I didn't grow up with dolls or fairy tales. Mr. Ride on the white horse never ever occurred in my dreams. I was surrounded by basketballs, billiards, lead ink and brushes, carving knives, sandpapers, sails, rocks, furniture, screwdrivers, drills, toy guns, bows, and arrows. Things that the other girls are really interested in, but I was happy and content as hell. Heart, like doors, were open with ease to very little keys. Over the years, I guess I hadn't found the ultimate key to open my heart. Until November, and a bus stop in Fairfax finally took me to ponder more serious and romantic questions like marriage and weddings. I wish I had already thought about that scenario many times like other normal girls, or I won't feel this frustrated and clueless about wedding-related issues in my most difficult school year. My limited knowledge about Chinese wedding is all red and three bows, while Jewish wedding is all white and breaking the glass. When red meets white, what should we do? All of a sudden, the yin-yang dark and bright symbol popped out in my mind. According to Chinese philosophy, the seemingly opposite or contrary forces may actually be complementary, interconnected, and interdependent in the natural world. They may give rise to each other as they interrelate to one another. I started to feel fully motivated and obliged to tackle with this problem. Who else other than us have the need to face the music? Taking 3 graduate level courses and teaching 2 different level Chinese courses made my 2017 spring semester exhausting. Born as a dauntless optimist, I told myself to give it my best try. The pessimist complains about the wind, the optimist expects it to change. The realist adjusts the sails. It always sounds easy until it happened to me. When I buried myself in a sack of books taller than Mount Everest and kept receiving emails, messages from parents and in-laws asking about updated information about our coming wedding, and on the top of that, the stupidest immigration paperwork, I felt only my sofa hurt my weeping. Things will be much easier if my future husband was born and raised in the same culture as me. However, he is not. I am Chinese, he is Jewish. Later, I heard someone even gave Chinese Jewish wedding a funny name, Jewish wedding. For us, our Jewish wedding is definitely a hard bone to chew, giving a thought about my workload and short time. I couldn't help thinking of a Chinese proverb, "My burden is heavy and my course is long." From a long time, I haven't felt a thing, stress. I have seen from movies, I know elaborate dresses, rings, cakes, flowers are the idealized visions of what a wedding is supposed to be. They look rosy and fancy, but I know something was missing. The ostentatious wedding image couldn't content me. I feel I need to figure it out by myself. One day, I realized that several professors in my MLLI program have similar situations in that they have a foreign spouse. I remember that they mentioned their experiences living with someone from a different culture in the past occasionally. The idea of seeking advice from them enlightened me. What did they do in the past? How did their weddings look? What are their stories? But they're prestigious professors. I am just a graduate student. How could I reach them without intruding on their privacy here in America? Well, for some reason, people can be super sensitive about their marriage status and guard it like a secret. But as I said, I am dauntless, and curiosity allows me to do what the practical mind prohibits. So I boosted up my courage and asked permission for interviews. With countless joy and luck, I got permission from 3 participants. Hooray! I prepared all my filming tools, including extra batteries. If all else fails, a cell phone can save the day. The fact is, it did save me. Before I started my interview, I showed them a couple of my pictures. I felt it was important for them to feel relaxed and trusted that I did this project because of my personal connection to this intercultural marriage topic, not to be gossip and annoying. I could tell that they did take off the protective shield about their privacy to some extent unconsciously. I feel so glad I did that to make them feel comfortable to start to talk about their wedding days and recall their memories.
Well, hello. For anyone who's considering an intercultural marriage, I would say congratulations. It's a fantastic experience. It's not easy. It's not always easy. There are sides of intercultural relationships that are challenging, but if you're a curious person, if you're a person who likes cultural difference, you will never ever be bored. You'll find that there are riches that you discover across the 2 cultures that you never suspected. My intercultural marriage has lasted 40 years. We're celebrating our 40th anniversary this summer, and I keep learning new things every year. So I definitely recommend it, but you have to be prepared to be flexible. That's the one thing you have to keep in mind. You have to be flexible, and I would say just enjoy it and go for it.
And the greetings for those of you who are right? You want me to do that too?
Sure.
Okay. So for those of you who are contemplating an intercultural marriage, good luck to you. Make sure that you treat your partners with respect, dignity, and humanity. Also, make sure that you have your best partner's interests in mind all the time. Just think that if you want to stay together, that you need to work at it and enjoy life while you have it. Okay?
Thank you,
Sure.
thank you.
Wishes or advice for people, for Chinese and Americans getting married. I would say communication is very important. Say what's on your mind, and don't take anything for granted. Of course, I did. So, of course, be careful, and I would give that advice. And also to respect the other person. Try to learn as much as you can about the other culture. And know that if you're in the United States and you're going to, the dominant culture is going to be American, but America, you could be whatever you like. There's still pressure from society, telling you what to do. But if you're from a Jewish family or a black family or an Italian family, they all have their own culture. So everyone has their individual characteristics or features, but also I would say that it's very, very important to speak out, how you feel. And sometimes I heard some people don't make it. A lot of Americans and Chinese, they get divorced because they just can't agree on it. They can't, you say, well, I think this, and she says, I think that. But it doesn't mean you're going to say, oh, okay, now we spoke about it, is everything gonna be fine, right? But hopefully, because you know each other, well enough that you could speak out these things. I was very lucky because I didn't know her that long. You know, we didn't live together for like 1 year, 2 years. So you just have to sometimes get lucky. Even, you know, when you marry someone in your own culture, you have to be lucky, you know, until you live with someone for a long time. And even after that, you know, some people are just real nice before marriages. After marriages, they change, or people just change. Right. But I would say, you know, communication and speaking up and definitely respecting someone, you know, for what they are and what they hope for.
Weddings are always associated with femininity. Girls, brides, grooms are obviously important in weddings too. However, the groom's role is often very vague. My interviews are all language professors who speak their spouse's mother tongue fluently. What was their role in their intercultural wedding? How did they incorporate their traditions and customs into their wedding? The interviews turned out to be very interesting than I expected. Everyone's stories are so unique. One thing is for sure, all you need love is far from enough for intercultural couples. Intercultural marriage involves a lot of hard work and luck. Good timing, geographic convenience, and harmonious relations, all of them are imperative. In a word, good luck to intercultural couples. May your intercultural marriage enrich your life and as gentle as May breeze.